Look, if your goal is to become rich, don't start by investing. In this video, I'll explain why this is a terrible idea and what you should do instead. The things I'm about to share with you are exactly what allowed me to go from struggling financially, only having $400 in my bank account over 5 years ago, to making upwards of $1,000 a day at 21, selling services and consulting online. The thing that a lot of people don't understand is that if you're a beginner with less than $10,000 per month in income, you are not ready to invest. Unless you have at least $100,000 to invest in the stock market or in collector items, then investing is very unlikely to make you wealthy. If you listen to most of the self-proclaimed financial experts, they will tell you that if you want to become wealthy, first you need to save your money and then invest in a 401k, and if you really want to retire with $1 million in the bank, all you need to do is to passively invest $200 a month in the stock market for the next 50 years. And while technically speaking, long term, you will be wealthier on paper. The truth is, every day when you wake up, the quality of your life won't be any different. You'll wake up 5 years from now and you'll still be working that 9-to-5 job that you hate just because you need to pay your bills and your taxes. And on top of that, you'll need to restrain yourself even more because you'll need to save an extra $200 to $300 per month so that you can invest them in the stock market and maybe, hopefully one day be wealthy. Every day, I speak to ambitious individuals who either want to start a business so they can become financially free, or people who already have a business and want to scale it. And a lot of the time, what I hear from beginners is that they've blown away a lot of money into crypto or the stock market. Some of them have invested thousands of dollars, literally all of their lifetime savings, and they lost everything. If you truly want to become financially free, to make $10,000 per month, to be able to have more free time for yourself, to quit your job, to travel, to pay off your debt, to provide for the people that you love, you need to stop passively waiting for the stock market or other things to make you rich. And instead, you need to take control of your financial future. Now, am I saying that investing is a stupid thing and you shouldn't do it? Absolutely not. But there is a time and place for everything. Life is kind of like a video game. Video games are inspired from the real world, in fact. So there are levels, and if you want to build wealth, you'll need to work your way through the different levels in sequential order. So what gets you to $1,000 a month won't get you to $10,000 per month or even $1 million a month, which is why you need to take it one step at a time. Wanting to invest when you don't even have $100,000 cash in the bank, it's like walking into the gym trying to bench 200 pounds when you've never even completed a workout session before. I'm sure you can realize as a beginner, that's not where you should start. What I'm about to say might shock you, but if you take the time to analyze it, you'll realize it's probably true. Money is a scam. Let me explain. Before 1933 to 1971, the US dollar was pegged to gold. What this means in simple English is that everyday people could go to the bank and request their money's worth in gold. But for banks, that was very limiting because they couldn't print as much money as they wanted because there was only a limited amount of gold on the planet. So if they wanted to print more money, they would need to find a way to come up with more gold, which wasn't possible. And if you know the story of the alchemist, there's basically people who tried to turn basic metals into gold, but so far we haven't found how to do that. So what better way than to abolish the gold standard, to print as much money as they wanted, literally out of thin air? And that's exactly why in 1933 to officially 1971, the gold standard was abolished in the United States of America. And ever since, all other countries followed suit, which means that nowadays, money is essentially digits on a screen, virtual numbers, because nothing tangible is attached to it. So if tomorrow there were to be a zombie apocalypse like in the movies, the money that you've got in your bank account or the dollar bills that you have in your wallet, they would instantly become worthless. You'd be looking for food, for shelter, for drinks, for healthcare, things that are actually real and that we need to survive. And so with digits on a screen, things that aren't even real or tangible, banks control the world. And the higher that number on your screen, the more freedom and abundance you'll be able to experience. And conversely, the lower that number on your screen, the more miserable you'll be and the less control over your own life you will have. Doesn't that remind you of something? It seems awfully similar to the kind of social credit score system they have in places like China. It's a way to control people. Money is no different. And if you don't have much money, you'll be forced to work the most gruesome jobs, only to pay your bills and taxes. However, while money isn't real, time is very real. Growing up, it would break my heart to see my mother spending so many hours trying to find promotion codes or discounts online. She'd spend hours completing these surveys to get free products at the grocery store. You can never get back the time that you lose, but you can always make more money. Banks are able to print infinite amounts of it, in fact, because it's not real. So instead of falling for the trap, here is exactly what you need to do if you want to set yourself free and protect the people that you love. Because I'm telling you this, year after year, it's not going to get any easier. Inflation won't stop going through the roof. It's only going to keep increasing. So unless you know exactly what to do, I'm sorry to say it, but you're fucked. So instead of worrying about saving money and investing $200 a month in the stock market, you need to find a way to earn more money. That's step number one. And technically speaking, you can do this through a job, a high-paying career, but they come with many limitations. You could be a CEO, CFO, COO, and make 6 to even sometimes 7 figures a year. But to be able to end up in that kind of position, don't think it would be easy. Most people will never get to that level, no matter how hard they try. But let's say you did succeed. You became CEO of a big company. You'd make a lot of money. You'd live a very comfortable life. You'd probably have a nice car. You'd probably have a nice house. You'd be able to pay a great education for your kids. However, you'd be working 80 to 90 hours a week. You wouldn't have freedom to travel whenever you want, to choose your own hours. So what's the point of making so much money if you don't get to spend it however you please? Because you're so busy, you literally don't have the time for hobbies or for anything else. Now, you could also decide to start a brick and mortar business, like a gym, a restaurant, a hair salon, but to be able to open up that kind of business, you would need $100,000 to sometimes millions of dollars, depending on what type of business you open and where in the world. Not to mention that if in the future we face other crises, like what happened recently with the lockdowns all over the world, your business is very likely to go bankrupt. During the lockdowns, gyms couldn't operate, hair salons couldn't operate, restaurants couldn't get customers. So if you start that kind of business, hoping it won't happen again, hoping is not a strategy. That's not how you make business decisions. But there is a third option, luckily. You can start an online business. That's exactly what allowed me to have my first $1,000 a day as a 21-year-old. The internet has completely revolutionized the way we make money. As we speak, some 15-year-olds make $10,000 per month with agencies and you've never even heard of their name. Some 12-year-old girls make millions of dollars per year because they've got a TikTok account and they post videos of themselves doing dances. And that's personally why I genuinely believe that the internet is the great equalizer and the best opportunity to make money and to become wealthy we have ever seen in the entire history of mankind. Anybody can get started simply with a laptop and a steady internet connection. And that's how you can see people like Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, coming from humble beginnings to becoming one of the richest, most famous, successful people in the world in his early 20s. Now, I do have to warn you, you have to be careful because not every business model is the same. Some business models require you to spend a lot of money to start and they're not even that profitable. To give you an example, dropshipping is one of them. Back in 2019-2020, with a friend of mine, we decided to try dropshipping with Facebook ads. So we bought an expensive dropshipping course for around $2,000 to $2.5K US and we got started. That course taught us the winning product method. So basically, what we had to do was to spy on the competition's top performing ads to spot trendy products. That way, we could resell them on our own Shopify store. That's exactly what we did. Our first winning product was actually a flat squeeze mop. So we built a whole Shopify store around it and then I made some creatives for Facebook ads and I created a Facebook ads campaign. I clicked on the button to publish it, to launch the ad, and I kid you not, only 30 minutes later, we already made $50. We had one sale. It felt insane to be paid because I had done some work in my bedroom in my pajama pants. But of course, this was too good to be true. What ended up happening, and I knew it would happen for a fact, is that Facebook ads quickly ate up all of our budget. Running ads is expensive, and at the time, we were both broke students. We couldn't afford to spend hundreds of dollars per day on ads. And that's my problem with most of these how to make money online kind of videos. They teach you different business models without taking into consideration the fact that as a beginner, you probably shouldn't go to paid ads because you risk losing a lot of money and you can't really necessarily afford it. Instead, as a beginner, you need to find a business model that allows you to make mistakes for free, and selling services or consulting is the perfect business model to do just that. Why? Because you can get your first customers for free, and on top of that, you can charge anywhere from $500 up to $5,000 per customer depending on what you sell and who you sell it to. And if you provide ongoing services, that fee can be monthly recurring. So you only need a few customers to change your life forever. If you get 5 people to pay you $2,000 per month, you're now making $10,000 per month and you're already in the top 1% of earners in the world. So look, you need to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make money online, but doing that won't earn you more money. Or if you're committed to becoming financially free and building a profitable business, you can check out the free resources in the description or directly book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.